what's up, everybody? It's been a minute, and we are back. You missed us last weekend, but it was for a good cause. It was for a good cause. It was to celebrate me and my lady, me and my boo. Sorry. But yes, it was to celebrate me and my lady. We had a good time. We had some fun. You know what? But most importantly, though, most importantly, shout out to Crossroads, man. If you know, you know. Crossroads in Las Vegas, the restaurant. Man, that was some phenomenal food. Phenomenal. Made me want to get back in the kitchen myself. It was so dang delicious. Did we show you the pictures of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it was nice. It was nice.
Freaking cheese stuffed squash blossoms. That shit is, it's extra, but it's like, it looks so good.
It was so delicious. I mean, for me personally, I'm not huge on the vegan cheese flavors. I was never really a big variety cheese person, anyways. But uh, overall, it was still delicious. It was just a little heavy on the cheese for me, but it was what it was. It was a stuffed blossom, so it had to have the cheese. But anyways, shout out to Miss Jess. Thank you for treating me. Pretty much. I mean, no, we did it together. We did it together. But Um, yeah, we went out to Vegas, stayed at the Luxor, had some good food. It was awesome. It was awesome. Thank you to all the people who kept us in your best wishes and helped us out with that. It's really cool. But without any further ado, enough about me. Let's get into the show. Let's get into some introductions. First and foremost, let's talk about the current. Yes, I said the current reigning champ right now, the engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero.
What is up?
How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I almost got stuck in recollection right there, but I'm glad to be back. I'm doing good. Back to the Grizzy. Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause too for all y'all out there, all you guys. Whether you're watching me right now this second or you catch me a little later, it don't matter. But thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting and watching and all that jazz fingers.
Jazz fingers.
But without any further ado, welcome to Wealth for Generations. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest secrets behind long-term success. Yes. A lot of us may be somewhat familiar with it, but it doesn't get talked about enough. That is delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Saying no to a $100 reward now for a $1,000 payoff later. Not an easy thing to do in this buy now, pay later world. But if you can master something like that, you can win the long game, most definitely. So stay tuned for some stories, examples, and some thoughts from the next gen. So James, Mr. James, sir, can I ask you real quick? Are you as your adolescence is more fresh than mine, do you remember this being a topic growing up at all? Or is it something that you just kind of like came to realization? Because I personally can't pinpoint when I understood or got introduced to this thought process or mindset.
Honestly, it was more of a, I guess, kind of self-realization. It was just like, I'm self-aware that like a lot of the time I would choose the instant gratification over the long term. And noticing how sometimes that would screw me over. So yeah.
So yeah, I think that's kind of one of those things. It's like that, There's not, like I said, me personally, I can't really pinpoint a time where an elder or an adult or anything was like, you know what, delayed gratification. This will help you out, understand this. Da, da, da. It was kind of like, you know what, I put in the time and the work. It sucked, and I waited a couple months, but I got this. Feels good to be able to accomplish this. It's kind of, as far as my memory goes, when I've came aware of it. But yes, delayed gratification. If you can say no to the 100, then you can be richer than a lot of people and wait for that 1,000. Yes. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist that quick hit of dopamine and wait for the long term win. It's about discipline and vision in a world that constantly begs for instant satisfaction. So, choosing long term benefits over short term thrills. Here's some examples that you guys may have already done in your life and not really realize that you've been utilizing delayed gratification. So, examples are like studying for an exam instead of going out with friends tonight, even though I was a little bit of a smart ass, literally and figuratively. So, I used to do both. But yeah, saving money for a down payment versus blowing it on a vacation. Something we're kind of talking about doing in my household right now. You want to step up the level of our vacation, so we're making plans and talking about how to achieve that. Choosing a home cooked meal versus expensive takeout every night. That's one of the ones I feel like is a little bit harder for this current generation. But we'll get into that.
Mhm.
Um, why self or not self? Why delayed gratification is why it matters, why it's important. Okay. It helps with your self control and willpower. It helps with your long term success. It helps with better decision making.
Mhm.
It also helps with better mental and physical health. So let's explain a little bit. Self control and willpower. If you can't say no when it's hard, then you can't say yes when it's worth it.
Mhm.
Does that make sense, people? Does that make sense? If you can't say no when it's hard, you can't say yes when it's worth it. Long term success. People who can wait for payoff win every race that truly matters. I'm going to take it old school. I'm not sure if this is as relevant with my younger peoples, but the tortoise and the hare.
Mm.
You're familiar with that one. Have you heard that story, James? The tortoise and the hare story?
Yeah, that shit's deep.
It is. It is. A lot of people just think that the hair was just bullshit and having too much fun, but it's like you said, it's deep. That long
Yeah.
term success, you know. That turtle over there is slow and steady wins the race.
Yo.
Slow and steady wins the race. You know, that long term success. It can pay off for those who can wait. If you can wait a little bit, because consistent motion is better than no motion.
Yeah.
Better decision making. Short sighted choices cost long term freedom.
Mhm.
Like, period, as y'all would say, period. Period. Or something like that, right? I think it's more of a female thing. Um, but yeah, short sighted choices cost long term freedom. If you're freaking 18, 19 right now, and you go get a credit card right away and max it out right away, you got all this cool clothes,
Mhm.
but now your credit is shit. You want to go buy a house or finance a car. Now what? You know? Better mental and physical health. The ability to wait doesn't just build bank accounts, it builds better lives as well. And this one, I feel like I needed to step a little bit more into the physical health part of it. So that mindset. So as a person who's been in and out of the gym almost all my life, delayed gratification. If you've
Mhm.
ever set a goal inside of the gym and achieved it, you've practiced delayed gratification. Whether it was a small goal or a huge goal, whether you put on 30 pounds of muscle or whether you shaved off a half a second on your mile, you went into that gym or wherever you were working out and you put in the time because you knew if you did this, if you ran those sprints, if you did those push ups, if you curled at that machine, if you put in that time and that work, you knew that you would reach your goal. So you knew you had to invest that time in order to better your health. So practicing delayed gratification helps in so many different ways. And we're here today just to bring it to the forefront and let you know that it is a very, very valuable and strong weapon that you may or may not notice that you're using every day,
Hmm.
almost every day, probably every day. I can't speak for everybody, but it is important.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the most important steps of the grind, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got to understand that it's not instant. And yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So here's some actionable advice for those who are kind of struggling with controlling the delayed gratification. You can set clear goals, practice mindfulness, break things down, and find your tribe,
Mhm.
which I feel like that one is going to really resonate with my younger peoples. But setting clear goals. If you don't know where you're going, every shiny thing looks like a treasure.
Mhm.
Pretty sure you guys remember Up, right? Squirrel. Or is that not? That
I
might
think
be
that
too
is.
far in the middle. But there's some people there. There's some young adults out there that remember that movie Up. Practice mindfulness. Awareness kills impulsiveness. Pause, breathe, think long term. See, this is one I'm dealing with the little one right now because they're always just so instinctive and so impulsive. You know, the little one, Javante, I got to tell him all the time, and it's crazy too because every time I do it, I feel like I sound exactly like my mom. But you got to, man, and now I do. Sometimes I overdo it. Sometimes I still don't do it. But sometimes you got to stop and think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You just got to break it down, be aware, breathe, think. Like maybe I shouldn't jump off this roof
Mm.
with this roof with the oil still on my feet. I could slip and die. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I should let go of the stick.
Yeah. True.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking about that long term.
Even though he was warned, if you hold on too long, could be bad. But he's good. He's good. He's a soldier. He's a soldier. He's good.
Yeah.
Break it down. Big wins come from stacking tiny victories. Small steps lead to massive results. So if you've been rocking with me for a while, you guys have heard me say this, man. You got to celebrate even those small ones, man. Those small victories, even if it is by yourself. Someone's got to. That'll help you keep going and push you in the end. Celebrating those small victories, let you know, builds up that confidence to keep going and going and going. And last but not least is finding your tribe, people who delay gratification, travel further together. If you guys can do it together and make a team, and like for instance, most people who go to the gym, you might not have a gym partner, but if you're going there every day, there's somebody there that you probably give one of those "What's up?" And then when you walk by them for the third time, guys, maybe not girls, but guys, don't lie. Like, what's he benching over there? Benching 145 over there? Benching one? Okay, okay, he was doing it. He put 2 new plates on today, huh? All right, I'm gonna hit that bench tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna keep up with him. Keep up with him. He
Mm.
don't know I'm challenging him, but I'm challenging him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep up. So just so you guys understand that we're all in this together. I try not to sugarcoat, try to give it to you guys real. So I'm gonna give you guys an example. um when my fiance's older boys came home, we weren't really necessarily in the best position to just get up and move, but with 2 new adults in the house, I knew something had to change. We were 3 bedroom with 6 heads,
Mhm.
but we knew the assignment. We buckled down. We believed in ourselves and each other, and we saved. And about a year or so, we made the move, and we got into a bigger place with a pool.
Mhm.
So that's just a good example, I felt like, of a personal story to let you guys know that we're all doing it. We're all dealing with it, and we're all utilizing it. And it's good to make sure that it is on your frontal because it can help you through harder times. That is faux show. What up, Queen Aisha in the house? What up? I am not talking feces. I'm talking knowledge, gems, jewels, rubies, jades, something you wouldn't know about. But anyways, but yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And everybody in my house has definitely heard this before. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do in order to do what you want to do. And that, even though it may sound a little confusing, that is delayed gratification at its finest. Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do in order to do what you want to do. If you're a kid, you got chores you got to do before you go out the house. Nobody likes doing chores, but you got to do what you got to do in order to do what you want to do. So take the time to clean up your room real quick or put the dishes away, and then you can go do what you want to do. Anybody that's gone through school,
Oh my god.
you know damn well you did not wake up every single morning like, yay, we're going to school again. But you knew if you stayed with it, got through it, you'd be done. Or if you were one of those people, you knew that you would be ready for the next level to further your education or to begin your career, whatever it is. But there was an end goal. That was delayed gratification. Another great definition. Anybody that has completed any kind of schooling, any kind of education, it doesn't even necessarily have to be schooling, any type of education at all. It could be a cert, it could be self-taught, anything. So that's the serious sauce, you guys, about delayed gratification. That's going to wrap it up for the wacky wealth, or not the wacky wealth, darn it, the wealthy wisdom. We're going to roll right in next to the next gen thoughts. So we're about to get James on the mic a little bit more, but I wanted to break it down and give you guys a full explanation and just talk about delayed gratification for a second. Because, you know, personally, man, I feel like I was lacking a little bit, and I can't be the only one. So why not talk about it? But anyways, James, this one's for you. No script, no rules, just your thoughts. What does delayed gratification mean for your generation? Do you think your peers practice it, or are we too hooked on instant everything? So, Mr. James, do you think delayed gratification is one of the biggest weapons for entrepreneurs and young adults? Why or why not?
I mean, it kind of has to be. Like if you I mean, let's just say like a high yield savings account, you know, just for example. I mean, you put that in, and then after 18 months or so, like you have a lot more money than you did. And especially if you keep up with it, keep putting stuff into it, it's going to build up.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
So, but also like it's a thing that's like really, it's hard to do. It's hard to keep up with sometimes because like, and especially if you're not like familiar with it, and if you don't do it often, like, you know, it's not a habit.
Yeah.
You know? You have to make it a habit.
Yeah. And that's a good one too, though. That's one of my favorite ones because you can kind of set that one up and forget it. I mean, you want to kind of nurture it to a certain point before you completely forget it, to where it's making a decent investment on that interest every time. But like you said, even though that's one you can kind of walk away from, eventually you still have to create the habit of getting it up to a certain number and keeping an eye on it and nurturing it. But yeah, good answer. Good answer. Good answer. What do you think is harder for this generation of adults, saying no to short-term wins or knowing when to say yes to the long-term risk?
I mean, for me personally, it can be really hard to say no to the short-term wins. However, if I know the gravity of the situation, if I understand that if I wait, I will get something way better, I have no attachment to the short term. I understand that I could be getting a lot more if I simply just wait.
Mm-hmm. Like a decent paying job for the right education.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes. So I think me personally, from my perspective, I would say that one's probably going to be about a 50-50.
Yeah.
Because I can see there's going to be a lot of people out there that, considering the situation, just like you're saying, considering the situation, are going to want that short term
Yeah.
gratification.
Yeah.
But also, too, it might not equate to schooling in general sense, in like universities and colleges like that. But I feel like this generation has a thirst for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And it might not be the same exact knowledge that all my peers and those older than me want this generation to be on. But I'm just happy to see that you guys are thirsting for some type of knowledge. Because sometimes it's like, oh, well, let me go fact check that. Did
Yeah.
the potatoes really start in Idaho? Like, that shit don't really matter.
Mm.
That shit don't really fucking do. But, I can't hate on the fact that that person is still going after some knowledge.
Yeah.
They're still learning, and even then, sometimes some random shit like that happens, and then you end up on a rabbit hole, and you're like, oh shit, we owe fucking Europe $10 million because of potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that shit. And
Yeah.
then boom, now you jumped in there and you didn't even realize you were going for some delayed gratification, because now you're surprised and awed because you learned that crazy shit about some potatoes. But anyways, what's what's an example in your life where saying no to a short term gained you, or I'm sorry, what's an example in your own life where saying no to a short term gain worked out for you in the long term, or can you remember one?
I mean, honestly, like I can't really I can't really say because I'm not quite sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I know that a lot of the time, like when I do go for the short term gratification, it ends up not really being worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or it messes up my priorities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I could be doing something like, going out and like looking for a job, instead I'm inside, scrolling, thinking about, going out and,
And getting a
and
job.
looking for a job instead of like actually just putting the keys in my car and getting the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good one, good one. I would say definitely you have some. Let me see if I can pull one out for you. Oh, I don't want to get too deep into it, but come in here.
Yeah.
That's a decent one, Like, you could have took your time longer to decide, or even tried to go solo,
Hmm.
you know, but you're like, are we still there, everybody? I
I
don't know
think
what that
so.
was, but okay. I'll check on it in a second. But yeah, in the long run, you know, it's already benefiting, with what you're going through as far as education right now. Um, I feel like, not that that wasn't a possibility, but I don't think it would have happened without your brother around.
Uh-huh.
And without your brother around, or without you coming back, your brother wouldn't have been around.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So saying no to that short term of being like, you know what, I am here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of comfortable here already.
Hmm.
I could just be like, I'm gonna just stay here.
Yeah.
But you took the risk of being like, you know what, let me go do this other decision. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen when I get there, but it could benefit me. And I feel like it is so far.
Hmm.
So what are your thoughts on this buy now, pay later culture? For me personally, when I was young, this was something that we used to call layaway.
Mm.
And it was one of those things that's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like layaway back in the day was one of those things that was like, you either admit you got stuff on layaway, or you don't admit you got stuff on layaway.
I see.
But I feel like nowadays, with this buy now, pay later culture, everything and everyone is offering layaway. Like, I saw the other day that you could, I forget what fast food, I want to say it might be McDonald's or something like that.
Mhm.
But you could do your McDonald's on credit now. Like, you could
Oh.
do a payment plan
For a burger?
for a burger. Like,
What?
if you can't afford the burger, bro, just go to Fry's and get that 15-cent ramen, that
That is
Marcharan or
that is
Marcharan, or however you say that shit.
oh my god.
Like, but that's the part that's like crazy to me. Like, I can understand kind of like we were talking about on the way here about the credit card and maybe some concert tickets or something like that. Do a payment plan if it's somebody you idolize and your favorite artist or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to figure out a payment plan for a burger and
That's
fries,
that's genuinely so dystopian. Like that is insane.
so the question is like, do you think the things like that being part of the culture now, like these options, is that kind of setting us up for some failure, or do you think it's really a move in a beneficial way for us as a culture? You know what I mean? Or not a culture, but as a community or whatever.
To buy now,
Yeah, to
pay
have,
later.
yeah. But just on this extreme level though, you know what I
Yeah,
mean, that we
yeah.
are on. Like I was saying, like you could put freaking burger and fries on layaway now.
I mean,
Like, let me
like,
put this $5 down. I'll pay you $2 a week to finish off
yeah.
the
I mean,
meal
like,
for the next 3 weeks. Like, what the
in
fuck?
my opinion, like, I wish that society didn't have to get to a point where it's necessary to do things like that for
Mm.
like to pay later for food. That's insane. Um, but I mean, like, if it helps people get by and if it helps people, do these types of things, like, yeah, I guess it's a
Mhm.
beneficial thing because some people just can't afford it. And, it's better to have food than no food, you know?
Yeah, yeah. When you put it on that level, it's definitely a beneficial thing, because also too, like we were talking about with the credit card thing, the way I try to always, it doesn't always work out that way, life. But usually when I ever go to my credit card, I try to make sure that it's something that is just kind of like a quick loan to myself. I don't really like fully using the credit card. So in a sense, if it is that, I mean, there's going to be people out there that are going to take advantage of it. But like you're saying, if you're in a crunch and you got that paycheck coming on Friday and you got 3 kids at home,
Yeah.
you're exhausted. It's Thursday. You've already worked every day, 8 hours, 10-hour shift.
Hmm.
That check's coming on Friday. Why not
Yeah.
make that payment plan?
I mean, does that shit go to your credit? Like it
I don't
should, right?
know. I don't know. I've seen certain ones where they're like no interest or nothing like that. You can just set it up. Like, I don't think they do like a credit check or nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen that on like I've seen that on Amazon where there was like, it was just, so
Mhm.
I just say that because I personally like am in a position like Amazon. They got all my information anyways.
Mhm.
Like, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm pulling off on Amazon, I'm not gonna pay them. Like, they got 4 of my cards on file.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we gonna get our money from this guy. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those double-edged sword types things.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I definitely wanted your opinion on it, because when I saw the food thing, I was just like, come on, man. Like, I know there's gonna be somebody. Like, it is definitely beneficial, like I said, when you put it
Yeah.
the way you put it.
Yeah.
But man, there's gonna be somebody that's gonna end up filing bankruptcy because of
Dude.
McDonald's and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I racked up fucking $300 on McDonald's, man. I can't pay it off.
That shit's fucked. Like that is fucked
Like,
up.
what the hell? Or it's
Yeah.
one of those fucking messed up drunk nights.
Yeah.
Like,
You
you just
forget or
fucking,
some shit.
yeah. You're like,
Dude.
oh fuck, I get paid next Friday, not this Friday. Fuck.
Yeah. Damn.
Did I really order 23 cheeseburgers last night? God damn it.
That is just an awful decision.
So,
Yeah.
but last but not least, what advice would you give to other young adults about seeing the bigger picture and trying to utilize the delayed gratification?
Well, I would say that uh short-term pleasure leads to a life of suffering and short-term suffering leads to a life of pleasure.
Mm.
You know.
Gems.
Just like working out, let's just say,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like suffering in a way, but like, you know, you
I mean,
don't want to,
technically it is.
yeah, I mean, you don't want to get out of bed that day, but you do it anyways. And in the end of it all, you're going to have a better physique, a better health, better mental health, and you're going to have that drive to get up the next day and the willpower to be like, oh, I don't feel it today, but I know that I can do it, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Exactly. That's that discipline kicking in, and that
Exactly.
too. I don't think I touched on that. That delayed gratification is a very good way to hone some discipline.
Hmm.
So if
Definitely.
you're struggling with that too, you know, look forward to setting yourself up for some delayed gratification, and it can help you hone those discipline skills as well.
Hmm.
But that's going to wrap it up for the next gen thoughts. If you guys like that conversation and have any extra input on there, or want to tell a story about you utilizing your delayed gratification and leveling up, feel free to hit us up. You can message me. You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, however you like, whatever you're watching on. Hit us up, hit us up, hit us up. We do talk back. We do. But that's going to wrap it up for Next Gen Thoughts. And we're going to roll right into the Health is Wealth segment of the day. And that is brought to you by Jessica Marrero and Christina Rose of Elevated Souls. They say that we are here to elevate your soul. You can reach them at 480-269-2649, or you can find them on the IG at ELIVE, the number 8, D_SOULS. And just so you know, keep an eye out for that commercial coming soon. And then I don't got to say all that shit no more.
Yeah. True. All
But
right.
let's see what the ladies have for us today. Yeah, so in the back, show of hands, who is familiar with xylitol?
Ooh, me. I
Yeah.
am.
Okay. What do you know, sir, about xylitol? Would you like to share?
Yeah, I know that it is um a sugar, well, it's a sugar substitute that you can get from birch or you can get from corn. I know that it's really good for your teeth. I know that it's really good for diabetics, and I know that if you eat too much of it, it'll give you the shits.
Yes. That's good info. Some of the most important points there as well, might I add. But today, yes, we're breaking down a sweetener that's sweet to your health. It doesn't act like sugar's evil twin, but I'm talking about xylitol. Um, so some of the main points for xylitol is low glycemic index,
Mhm.
dental defense squad, ear, nose, and throat guardian, gut friendly, and like he said, in small doses.
Yeah.
Weight management, potential bone booster, no fructose, no fatty liver drama. Because we don't want none of that drama around here. None of it.
Mhm.
So low glycemic index. Xylitol scores about a 7 compared to sugar's 60 to 70. All you diabetics and stuff might know out there, but I'm just kind of just repeating information. So yeah, that's a big gap though. That's a big gap. Why it matters? It doesn't spike blood sugar. Perfect for diabetics. Like I said, y'all might know. Y'all might know. Yo, what's up? The king of the castle, Mister Dip Dip. Dip to the lane. Dental defense squad, xylitol inhibits cavity-causing bacteria like ooh, like streptococcus. Oh man.
What is
Streptococcus mutans. That sounds like a different language. Like I ain't even gonna lie.
it's like an alien language.
Streptococcus mutans. Streptococcus. That's what's fucking me up.
What?
Co or Tococcus. Tococcus
Yeah. Oh my god.
mutans.
So like,
Okay.
what is the?
Okay. Inhibits cavity causing bacteria like Streptococcus mutans. Xylitol doesn't just taste sweet, it protects your smile too. Ear and nose and throat guardian reduces harmful bacteria in sinuses and ears. Used in nasal sprays to ward off infections. So if y'all got that in your nasal spray, just know you're going holistic style. Gut friendly, like I said, like we said, small doses.
Mhm.
Act as a prebiotic feeding good gut bacteria. Warning though, warning, too much. And like I'm repeating to emphasize, but all this is in my notes. The ladies are warning you. Warning, too much equals bathroom emergency.
Yeah.
Emergency. That must be why all y'all be speeding out here in Arizona and shit.
That's
Fucking racing that.
xylitol.
Yeah, man. They be racing against that explosive diarrhea. Y'all got too much xylitol in your diet. Too much, man. Back down on the xylitol. Don't eat the toothpaste. You're not supposed to swallow the toothpaste, okay?
Yeah. The bumps in the road probably don't make it better.
Right? Weight management. 40% fewer calories than sugar. 40. That's almost half.
Yeah.
2.4 calories. I forget what K is. What is K in measurement? Kilograms?
Is it
It can't be kilograms.
like kcal?
Mm-hmm.
Kilocalories.
Oh, kilocalories. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of thought, but I was like, I don't sound familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. 2.4 kilocalories versus 4.4 kilocalories per gram. Satisfy your sweet tooth without derailing your goals. Potential bone booster. This is for all my peers out here. You know, our bones might be getting a little brittle. You know, especially since we're on these news things and finding out people are lactose and milk is all this almond milk. The calcium's down. I kid. Potential bone booster. Early studies hint it may help with bone density. Imagine a sweetener that can save your smile and your skeleton too. No fructose equals no fatty liver drama. We don't want that drama around here, son. Xylitol doesn't carry the baggage of fructose. No fatty liver worries here. Don't want them. We don't want them.
No
Bottom line.
I said no fatty liver.
No fatty liver. Not up in here. Bottom line. Xylitol is like that friend who lets you have fun and still looks out for your future. And who's not thinking about the future right now? I mean, come on. What are we talking about today? Just don't overdo it. Again, they are warning you guys. The ladies are warning you. Just don't overdo it, or your bathroom's going to be your bestie for the night. Might as well get a pillow and all that shit. Just make sure you wrap the pillow in like a trash bag or something, just in case.
Yeah.
But that's going to wrap it up for the Health is Wealth of the day. We're going to roll right into the wacky wealth. And today we're looking at the people who said YOLO and ended up broke, ruined, or in a Taco Bell drive-thru at 3 a.m. wondering where their money went, searching the cushions for change. So first and foremost, oh man, these guys are the worst. I always get butthurt about these people. Lottery winners who fuck up. It's like, come on, man. But don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna lie. Catch me at like, I don't know why I'm Donald Trump right now, but catch me at like 26, 25 or younger. I probably would have did some stupid shit if I won the lottery too. Especially between that 26 to like 21, 22. Sorry for the crazy face I was thinking. But that gap when I was out there on my own trying to become me, yeah, I probably would have did some dumb shit. But you know what? Me and Eyes and Lizzie and Ryan and David and all that, man, we would have been fucking having some fun. Just saying. Just saying. But anyways, lottery gone bad. Example, Jack Whitaker, $315 million motherfucking dollars. 315 went from multimillionaire to bankruptcy due to reckless spending and poor choices. Come on, man. Like even after like taxes and all that shit, you still getting like half of that. That's still like 150 mil. Yeah. How you end up bankrupt? Short-term social media fame. Influencers chasing viral moments that later burn out, like Vine stars. Whew. Oh man, there's a lot of those Vines people who are kicking themselves in the butt because they weren't multi social media-ing. I know I said that horribly wrong. If there's any influencers watching me right now, go ahead and correct me. I dare you. I dare you. How should I have said that? Big company fell, and this one kind of hit home a little bit for me because it reminds me of those few days with my father going to check out the kung fu flicks, the ones where they're like, "You disgrace my family." Yeah, those kind of kung fu flicks. But Blockbuster, man, they dropped the ball. They tried late. I don't know if you guys remember. In the end, they did kind of try, but they were just too late. They refused in the beginning to adapt and invest in the long-term digital strategies. They wanted to keep those VHSs and those DVDs out there for us. And I don't know if you guys remember, for a short term, they tried to do a little Redbox thing, but they were still about the physical features. And because they didn't want to go to the digital world, there's kids out there who have no idea what a Blockbuster video store is. They don't know nothing about that blue and gold.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
Like
crazy.
I remember seeing it, but like after a few years, it just like fell off. Like I just,
it's just like a Radio Shack.
yeah.
Actually, this was one you might still remember, but they're gone now.
Redbox.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us. Oh my gosh.
Man, back in my day, man, that used to be a parent's fucking joker card right there, right? Yeah. Kids acting bad on a Friday afternoon or a Friday evening or something like that. You don't got nothing to do. You can't figure out. You ain't got no money. Take they bad asses to Toys R Us. You don't catch them riding around on one of the little pedal things, because Toys R Us always had some stuff out there you could play with. You could just take your kids to Toys R Us, let them run around for like an hour or two and go home. I mean, sometimes you might have to fight the crying of being like, oh, but I want to take this with me. But they out on the ride home. That last bit of energy was spent crying about not getting that toy. And now they are out. We can't do that no more. I can't take my son to a Toys R Us and let him burn out the last hour or so of his energy and then leave that store with no toys and him still be happy, sort of. But so Mr. James, have you ever gone for the quick win and felt like a fool later? Can you remember any times where you're like, you know what, I will do this short-term goal? Got any fresh memories of any?
Not, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
It has to be. I feel like it has to be something more recent for.
Yeah.
Because who wants to think of times where it was technically kind of like a failure? Like, I mean, you want to review them sometimes and learn from them, but that's not something you want to dwell on too much, Yeah. But so some other examples of being able to utilize the delayed gratification is like buying a Ferrari now versus buying a rental property that can buy you 10 Ferraris later. For you YouTubers out there, because sometimes athletes, stuff like that, y'all who just all of a sudden like, bam, I got a $100,000 check. Shit. Eating fast food every night versus cooking at home and getting that 6-pack by summertime. It is already summer, so y'all need to step it up. Excuse me. You need to have Auntie Gladys or Aunt Bernice, whatever one in your family that is willing to cook you some seasoned rice and baked chicken. Work on that ab. It's summertime. Take your shirt off. Buying the Gucci belt now versus putting that cash into an index fund or a high yield savings account and buying 10 belts 10 years later. How about that? And then think about this for those everyday people who don't have the big chunks. Choosing to save $20 a week adds up to over $1,000 in a year. Enough for a quality laptop, for a side hustle, or an investment in yourself. Yes, I'm not just giving you one. This is a double up right here, okay? So, young people, this might not be so particular for us older people because we're a little bit shorter on time. But you young people, man, it'd be easy to put up $20 to the side for a year. 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. You're just doing your whatever job you have right now, might be at In-N-Out or working at Ross or Walmart. You ain't going to stay there forever. You don't got to stay there forever. Do this little $20 hack. Get yourself a laptop and, look into some photography. Look into some video editing, or not video editing, social media editing and management. Get yourself a nice little laptop. Get a side hustle. Do your due diligence. But that is going to wrap it up today for the Wacky Wealth. And we're going to roll right into one of my favorites, one of your favorites segment of the show. I think we're ready. Are you ready, James, for this
Oh,
next
I'm
segment?
ready.
I think we're ready. We're running a little short on time, but I think we're ready. Well, I think we are totally ready for We Building Boy. So let's do it. Ooh, excuse me. Let's.
It was super dope, and dance and our sound goes together.
Yeah.
You cannot separate African music.
A lot of people,
Scrape on, scrape
a lot of
on.
people in the lowrider community will hate on you if you have bags. That's just like a cop out, I suppose.
Lalo, I'm guessing this was a tag team one again. We got Lalo and Misa, but look at the deep. Look at this. Ooh, that's Arizona. Yes, yes, yes. Make sure to catch us on Saturdays. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you like, catch us. Big shout out to our sponsors, Habari Entertainment, Habari Live. Make sure you follow them, find them on the social medias. You can find them on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz. And our other sponsors, Elevated Souls. Make sure to check them out. Also, you can find them on all your social medias, minus the YouTube, but you can find them on the major Facebook and Instagram. And then first and foremost, doing a little shameless self-plug-in. We still have our guys' night coming up. That is going to be actually next weekend. So if you guys, any of you guys out there that don't have any plans, the 28th of Saturday at 7 p.m. Be a couple of hours. We don't have really end time, but we'll kind of play by ear. But come through. We got a couple of drinks. We'll have some card games, some dice games, some video games, some chess, um, and just some chilling. Maybe even throw a movie on for background noise. Come through. Hit me up for the RSVP so you can get the address. We are limited to 25 occupancy, and we have 8 right now. So hit us up before we fill up. And then on to the next one, we got our very first organic nonprofit to shout out right now. This is called Men Friends. Nonprofit is about supporting men, support healing, support brotherhood. Um, is it men or man? It's men, sorry. Men Friends. I don't know. I messed up right there. Oh, I can't do that. Men Friends is on a mission to uplift fathers, sons, brothers, and leaders in our community, helping men get back on their feet with love, resources, mentorship, and real support. From helping the homeless to providing suits for job interviews to mentoring young boys. They're here for the men who hold down our homes, our families, and our future. If you believe in healing men and building stable communities, please consider Men Friends AZ. For more information, go to www.menfriendsaz.com. You can also find them on Facebook as well. That is where they found me. So definitely reach out to Deshaun Williams of Men Friends. It's a nonprofit, and it is AZ. It is in Arizona. So if you're looking for any kind of support men, check him out. And then next we have someone who you guys might be a little familiar with, but we have Ripple to Wave. They are looking for volunteers. So once they get a decent set of volunteers, they will be active within the community. This will be Arizona and New Mexico starting off, but they will also be in various other states trying to connect and provide resources for the community. Volunteer with Ripple to Wave Foundation and help empower youth through tutoring, programs, community events, and more. We welcome volunteers of all ages, especially youth, because great leadership knows no age limit. Volunteering with us isn't just about giving, it's about growing, learning, and creating lasting connections that ripple through communities and generations, or communities for generations. For more information, you can reach out to www.ripple2wayfoundation.org, or you can find them on Facebook or the Instagram. So that is not gonna wrap it up. I was gonna say it's gonna wrap it up. We got to get you at least a flyer or something, dude, real quick. I think we should just do a flyer now, and then you can hone your commercial later. But anyways, make sure to reach out to Earth Through Aperture as well if you need any photography, videography, commercials, anything like that. You can find him on the IG, ETA, Earth Through Aperture. So make sure you check him out for all your camera type needs.
There you go. If you're interested.
There we go.
That is what it looks like. The bottom one you can type into Instagram and it will show up. If you have any inquiries, any kind of photography, videography, editing, photo editing, anything like that, be sure to hit me up because I do cheap work and fast work. So yeah.
Yes, definitely hit him up. And stay tuned with us and the page and everything like that, because he will be having some examples coming out soon. If you're interested, if you're one of those people who want to see a little bit of a portfolio or anything of that nature, keep your eyes out for this young man, this young talented man right here. But that is going to wrap it up for the We Building segment of the show. So you know what that means. I mean, we're pretty much done. We're pretty much done. I want to thank y'all for rocking with us, all the comments, all the support, sharing, likes, and all that stuff. Let's get a round of applause for the reigning champ, the engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for being able to spend some time with us and hold it down. Make sure you guys hit up Earth Through Aperture. Keep this man busy. I want him to buy me something.
Hell yeah.
That should be your goal, is to keep him busy enough. Not even me. Actually, I'm not even going to be selfish. I'm going to be smart. Make this man busy enough to buy his mama something that I can mooch off of. like get her a new car or something like that. And then I could be like, whenever we go on trips, we taking your new car. But yes. One more round of applause for you guys, all you supporters. Thank you, watchers, followers, all that. I love you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. And on that note, peace.